Hey everybody, Road Prophet here. I just recently posted about gold farming, a little bit about level grinding, mainly about gold farming though. And I told you guys that I would drop you off a little video. It's easier for me to show you where I think people should be mining for stuff. This type of mind frame will also work for the other resource gathering stuff like herbalism and like leather working, not leather working, but skinning. But for right now, we'll focus on mining and try to get that idea of what I'm trying to get across and apply it to those other ones if that's what you are, those other gathering professions. So, for example, I'm going to take Unguro Crater, which is where I've been spending a lot of my time lately. If you look, Unguro is a giant circle. That's what makes it such a great example of how you go about gold farming in this area. Essentially what you want to do is set together a lap system. You literally make a track that you normally make, that you know where your resources actually spawn, and you get a feel for the area. You can use modifications like Gatherer to show you actually where the veins are in the case of mining, or where the herbs are in the case of herbalism. But basically, you can get a feel for it even without that. The lap that I tend to do actually comes down around here, drops down because there is a vein that comes right here, comes down to right about here, cuts down to a bunch of veins right down here. I avoid this area because the raptors are very plentiful and way too high level, especially in the Slithering Scar, where that's actually the Silithid or whatever they're called, the frickin' insects that are annoying. That's a horrible area. But this area right here actually has a lot of rich thorium veins. I come down, I come back up, and I make that lap. I just keep doing that. If I was leveling, I'd get the quests and do the quests as I wandered through. There actually are a lot of quests in this area for just killing random mobs, which is good because I make a circle through the entire area. So I actually would get a lot of experience for just killing the mobs as I went. Also, this area has a repeatable quest for power crystals that you can actually get. It gives you cool little items like Crystal Force, which increases your spirit by 30 for 30 minutes. It gives you a crystal charge, which does 383 to 517 fire damage to a 3-yard radius, which is great for like PvP for just a little bit of AoE for that final kill if you need like a few guys in a little area. Or the crystal yield, which actually decreases the enemy's target by 200 for 2 minutes. There's a few different ones like that, but those are just 3 examples of that repeatable quest. So you can gather the power crystals as well as gathering the veins and whatnot, and that really develops what you can do. It gives you kind of an idea. There also is a few different areas. This is good, I would say, for high 40s / mid 50s. If we want to go a little lower, if you're looking for something even a little easier, we head over to the Eastern Kingdoms to right at, let's see if I can find it, the Alterac Mountains. This actually is another good area to lap. It's not quite as good for that repeatable consumable quest, but it does have a lot of resources for iron and mithril. You just come up right up in here and make laps all the way around the edge of these mountains. You want to avoid this center area because that's a bunch of elites. There is questing in there if you want to do that, but I usually avoid it because there's enough mining veins on this outside to really supply you with some good iron and good mithril. There's actually a rare spawn that pops up right around here. It's a black yeti, I don't remember the name, but drops a really good blue dagger, BOE, that you can sell. Usually spawns probably daily. I see him quite a bit. Come right up in here. Eventually you have to drop down, and then you can come back up around in here where there's a bunch of caves with ogres that you can run in here. There's true silver, gold, silver sometimes, but mainly gold and true silver sells really well. There is in Strombrad another rare, like the Black Yeti. If you look around in the field behind the village, that's where he'll be. If you come down around into this area, if once every 3-4 laps of going around this circle, there should be actually a couple of rare spawns, one of which is a rock elemental that looks like some of the guys you might find in MC, or there's actually a rare elite that's a red dragon, which I can't pronounce the name ever, so I'm not even going to attempt it, but he's about a 47 elite, and he drops some good greens too. There's a few different areas. Actually, there's another rare elite in this area, in the caves with the ogres, and he drops a mace called the Pacifier, which can sell for 30 to 40 gold if you can get it to drop, but I think he only spawns probably weekly, and he's farmed pretty averagely, pretty normally because of him having that mace. But just making that lap in this area is really useful. I actually have seen a lot of herbs or flowers and whatnot in this area too, so making this lap might be beneficial to herbalism people as well. So there's an idea for you. This is good for probably mid-30s to mid-40s. Going even lower. This is where I started out making laps. This is where I got the idea of just that's what I did. Usually I'm waiting for PvP to pop, which I have probably an hour before it will. So this is good for that. You get into the queue and then you go to the place where you want to do the laps and you just keep doing the laps waiting for the queue. Or you try to do an instance or something like that, but obviously you want to do something where you can just leave right away when you want to PvP. So that makes a good idea. That makes a good plan for farming gold. The other area I was going to say, we go back to Kalimdor, is right outside Orgrimmar, actually. If you come down this main road, but first take a little detour, there's a bunch of little areas in this area, and this area, and this area where you can get a lot of copies